Good morning, cadre. As you can see, this is not the normal shaved in. We're on vacation up in Napa this weekend, so we're staying at the Solage Resort. It's a pretty cool place. Each room is actually like a little building cottage unto itself. So here's the restroom area. I'll open up the blinds in case there's birds or something for you to watch instead of watching me. Down this hallway is the shower. Over there, little seating area here, restroom over here, and then behind this wall is the bedroom, and the wall doesn't even go the whole way up. So my wife gets to listen to this one in real time. But here we go. As always, try to bring a mild razor on a travel shave. That's when I'm not too stubborn and thinking, that's it, I'll get it this time. I can use something more aggressive. I always seem to have issues with hotel water affecting the lather, not having the slickness and residual that it normally has. Today we are using Oil Can by Oz Shaving Company. Like I said, the Timeless with a brand new Wilkinson sword blade in it. So nothing new about the shave, so I just primarily thought we'd talk about Napa and wine and that kind of stuff. That's kind of my other major hobby, other than wet shaving, is collecting Napa Reds for the most part. Last year or 2 years ago, I did get a wine certification, level 2 certification in the Wine and Spirits Education Trust. So that's basically out of London. Did the classes here, but the test has to get sent back for scoring. So it's kind of like sommelier without the service aspect. I'm not interested in being tested on, did you pour the wine correctly or the right amounts, or speaking to customers, that kind of thing. And mostly just to get knowledge of the wines. So anyway, we are in Calistoga, which is kind of, it's not Napa because it's Calistoga, but it's the northern end of the Napa Valley. So yesterday, we're part of many wine clubs, and so we come up, tend to at least once a quarter to get our shipments, and do try to get in a new tasting at a place we haven't when we come up, but we haven't done that for a while, partly just trying to cut back, and the wines here are so amazing that every time we taste somewhere, we're like, oh, we need this one too, just like shave soaps. But we're up here overnight, which is unusual. Normally it's just a day trip. Again, save us money. Napa is not an inexpensive place. It's a worldwide destination. But yesterday because we were up farther north than we normally go, and it's not a big valley at all. Google it, because I probably get this wrong, but I think it's 12 miles long and 7 miles wide, the entire Napa Valley. So, but there's like 700 around my way off, and there's over 1,000 anyway. There's way more wineries here than you would imagine that there would be. And a lot of them very small production. So, your bigger wines that you'd see in most grocery stores and things like that, the mass producers are millions of cases. To me, the big producers are hundreds of thousands of cases, and a lot of the places that we buy from do thousands of cases a year. We bought wines that they only make 80 cases that year, things like that. Anyway, so found a winery up here that I hadn't heard of, and went to the website, and it looked pretty cool, called Hourglass. So we tasted there yesterday. That was pretty cool. It just the wife and I, they do pretty small intimate tastings. So they walk you to their wine caves that a lot of places in Napa, there's mountain ranges on each side of the valley. So they drill right into the sides of the mountains to get free air conditioning for aging and of their wines before they're bottled. So walk into the cave, and I love that. They open the doors and you get the smell of the oak barrels and wine, and it's delicious. Walk through there, and then they have a kind of a chamber dug out with a couple chairs and couches and a fancy table and beautiful lighting and things like that. So did the tasting there. And then somewhat in contrast to that, later in the afternoon we went to Duckhorn, which it's more likely you might have heard of. Duckhorn is a pretty big, I'd say relatively pretty big producer. They're not millions of cases, but they're hundreds of thousands of cases. But again, with most of the wineries here, they've got some of their wines you're going to find in the restaurants and stores, and a lot of the stuff you've got to get directly from the winery. So anyway, we tasted there, and instead of it just being the wife and I, it's one of those places where that's where bigger buses go to, bigger groups. You still need reservations, but it was loud and hopping and all that stuff. But we've tasted them before. We're members of Paradox, which is a sister of Duckhorn, part of the company. Duckhorn does their single varietal wine, so you get your Cab and Pinot and Merlot from them. And Duckhorn is just down the road, maybe 5 miles, completely separate winery and everything, separate winemaker, but they do all the blends. So anyway, we like their stuff. We just thought we would pick up our wines from Duckhorn and taste ones that we normally aren't tasting because we're at the other place. So anyway, that's what we did, and lunch out and dinner out. So now we're getting ready. We'll go have breakfast, and we're tasting probably just one more place. It's a very casual, slow weekend. When we come up just for the day and we want to actually fit tastings in, it's kind of like do as much as you can. We'll stop at 4 or 5 places, and it can get overwhelming when you do that. But it's like you're up here, you made the trip, let's make the best of it that we can. But it's also nice just to be more relaxed and feel like you're not burning out your taste buds and go. And so this actually went pretty well. I didn't have the issues of feeling like I wasn't getting the slickness I normally do. So this was a good shape, but again, you never know what the water is going to be like before you get here. So just a couple of days I'll try to deal with the mild shave. So I already did the alum. Can you guess? There's lemon. And the easy to dispense mist bottle, like a spa. It's kind of fun. I don't know if the camera's going to be able to see this. They've got one of those mirrors over here where it makes your face seem like super jumbo. So I kind of thought it'd be neat to show. Look at that. I know you can't see. I'm checking to see how close a shave that is just from this like 200 times mirror. That's pretty cool. And you can actually see that spot where I normally miss a little bit. You can see a little bit of blackness there. It's probably good I don't have one of these at home, because I would be chasing all that little stuff until my skin was raw. So that's it. I didn't bring the 2-in-1. I bring my Nivea. I just keep this in my dot bag so that. And my witch hazel I just keep in there. This is the Nivea Post Shave Alcohol Free Balm. This is what I used to use every day before I got into their 2-in-1. put that on. And I didn't mention, I think I've talked about it before, but the samples, I'll use them when I get them. Just if it's not a soap I tried, because that's, you know, I'm interested in how it performs and what I like. And then, unless it's a real dud, I'll save these up. And then this is what I grab when I'm packing my bag for travel. And they're small enough, you can even have choices. So I brought two to pick from. And when I go on a longer trip, you get your standard dot bag, but look how small these are compared to the size of those. So I'll pack in like sometimes 8 or 10 samples. So even if I'm gone for a week or more, I'm not having to repeat soaps, and I have choices each day depending on my mood and stuff like that. So I don't know, somehow this shave went a lot quicker than most shaves. I thought it was going to take longer chatting away, but there we go. Don't know if you saw any birds. Hope you're having a great weekend. I've been reading the forums. I'm behind on bingo, so when I get home I'll have to catch up and possibly win today. So make sure you check that out before I get home. And catch up on replying to the forums. If you haven't come seen us, come check us out at theshavingcadre.com, and I'll see you on the forums.